Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have some scoring tiles, the J, the W and the Y. I have jawed on my rack. Not quite DJ. Jay-Z as well, but I think jawed looks okay for 48. Not a great pickup, just the one vowel to work with on the second rack. I don't think you can spell prisons with a Y. What about a PSY starting word? There are a few of them, but the rest of the tiles don't really support that. Okay, opponents created a hotspot above hay. And I've got pony or Ponzi. No, Ponzi's no good. Pony is though. 35. Pony. That's 35. What about Rosie? That's 38. Yeah, I'll go with this. Prosy. $47. That's a good one. Not a bad pickup. Sore bent. I don't know if that takes an S. Have the ness suffix. Bore ness, no good. Opponent plays gad, which takes an E and an I, front hook. Shad takes an E. So a play of Reb. Rebs 31. Really hot spot created there. Shade takes a whole bunch of hooks, so I'm not doing that. Shades. What about... No. I could play boars. 37. Look at this hotspot. Opponent, if he has a D or an R or an S, it's a massive score there. But 37's a big score, so I'm going with it. Not a bad pickup. Oh, opponent did not have a hook for shade or chose not to use it this turn, in which case I will. My S plays here, so stain, for example. 32. Can I get rid of the U? Sinuate. Nautiles, no. Tuinia, no. Wow, this really looks like a bingo rack. Am I missing a bingo. No, just not seeing it. Now jar takes an S. Shade. Well, I have to use the S here. So could play stun. Stun, but stain gets rid of an extra vowel. Not a bad pickup, that. Untaker, no. Undertaker through a DE. Opponent has bingoed. Undertaker, yeah. It would need to be DE, which is not on the board. Unakite through an I, face value, not worth doing. Trunket. No, trunket is no good. Now what about a K play through the N? Now I've got Turk here, so that'll get rid of the K and the U and a pretty strong rack leaf. Not bad. Canteens through the E and canteen onto NA. Opponent's play hasn't provided any juicier bingo prospect. Now what about playing on to the T? Unlikely. It would be an ENT or ANT word. Ketinent, no. Ancient. I think I will. Oh, wait a minute. I've got a potential bingo onto the K. Neck. What about a neck word? No, not seeing it, so I'll go with ancient. Or, no, maybe I'll play the C. Canteen. To limit what opponent can do with underlaps. 74. Quoth the raven nevermore. I don't know if quoth is good, but I think it might be. From Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven. It's quoth the raven nevermore. Now, what else can I see with the Q? So quoth here for 34. Toke onto an E. No, That's not worth doing. What about just cat? One S to come and one blank, which I have, so this might be worth considering. Not seeing a 7. Almost loquat. Aliquot. Aliquoth. Now quotha onto an A, or quotha with the blank as an A, but this top left of the board not really offering much by way of scoring opportunities. It's all going to be on the right. Opponent has played Evo, so I'm wondering now cat might be worth playing. Yeah, I'm going with this. Not a good pickup. Duplicate L, the OU, no, not great. Do have OH here for 29, not a bad score, but with 2 U's to come, I'd love to get rid of this U on my rack. Ghoul is a good way to sort the rack out, but it scores next to nothing. Hold is good, gives back easy score to opponent. Hold is also good. 26, that's half decent. I think Ghoul. If opponent plays through the L, he's creating floaters for me to play through, and this rack leave not terrible with the E and I floating. 10 points as opposed to 26. Wow. I'm going for 26. Not a good pickup. I've drawn another U. I do have Zulu, but that doesn't play anywhere great. Yeah, I think Zulu's probably the way to go. Yeah. But it really kills bingo lanes. I mean, I guess there's the hooks on top of IO, which takes the G that I've got. Yeah, I'll go with this. Moving. And E-moving, am-moving. Am-moving here. Am-moving. That should be good. Now opponents played Leafia. What does that provide? Anything? The L not in a fantastic spot for this rack. It would have been better towards the front. Running low on time. Is there a bingo onto the L? I will go with am-moving. got a healthy lead, but a 9-timer would crush me. And if opponent doesn't take the spot out, I surely will. Now Peria is no good. Perlia is, though. Pity that the L is not further to the left. Now Perla is not a bingo, but it'll take out the danger and score decently. So Perla for 30. Lumbai. That's 30. What about... I was thinking of Prairie. Or pre-raise through an S. That would be nice. Poker terminology. So we'll go with Perler to take out the threat. Actually, what I should have done there is tried to play onto the L and not through it, because I created another bingo lane from the R down. But I don't think opponent has a bingo with the W and the F. Now, any way to play out with CIOS? Opponent scores well with WAF. Coes probably the best I can see, unless there's an out that I'm missing. Not seeing anything from the W. Pokios, no. Coifs, that'll do. And 20 to go out, so final score 456 to 351. Thank my opponent for the game. Let's see what we missed. George seems fine from the opening rack, 48. Then opponent had Hay for 32. Ayar would have been a touch better in terms of score and rack leave. Now Prosy for 47 seems fine. Sin is also quite nice, SYN. Yeah, I like that rack leave. It's worth the sacrifice of the 4 points. Also keeps the board really tight. So Prosy still good though. Then Gad for 24 seems acceptable for opponent. Balls for 37. Knobs for 32 with a better rack leave. A much better rack leave. ERS. Now 10B, where was that? NOBS. Yeah, I do quite like that. Balls a little bit higher scoring, but yeah, the rack leave. And the thing about knobs is it didn't create a hot spot for my opponent. So yeah, I prefer knobs. Yeah, as it happens, opponent did not have a DR or S, but he did have an X, the X, and I'm just looking at this rack. I think through an R he would have had X train, X straight. Nah. Anyway, he played XI. No bingo here. Stain for 32 was the highest score. Jarina. Jarina 26. Much better rack leave. But still happy with Stain because it took out, well, Jarina would have limited what opponent could do with the hook. Now, anti-ant. Yep, opponent gets it down. Antient. No bingo, but can 10 for 40 at N10. That's the K play I was looking for. Can 10. Went with Turk, which did take out the hotspot. Column O. Opponent's got an awful rack here. Goes with T. Co-tenant. That's quite nice for the 4-timer. That was the only 4-timer there. And I did actually put ANT on the board to try visualize what the rest of the word would look like. But yeah, I have seen it before, but not for some time. Co-tenant. Canteens, and I went with canteen. Canteens through the E, but then giving back score to opponent. I felt this was nice and safe, and it took out a useful bingo lane. Now, Relievo, but no spot for it. That's a bit of a Relievo for me. Overshades 34, Viola, yeah, nothing much. Opponent goes with Evo. Then Quota for 68 points. Wow, look at that. Don't know how I missed that. I should have just burnt the blank for that type of score. Quoth was playable. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't think to go with that. Anyway, went with cat. I think it was also to preserve the floaters if I was moving towards bingo territory, which yeah, I suppose getting rid of QT, HOLU blank, yeah, there was a chance I was going to bingo, not a huge probability though. And our opponent's close here to a bingo, but nothing on offer. Goes with Geo. Halud. Wow. That would have been good. Through the E of Antient. Halud. And hallowed. Halloa being a verb, as well as halu. So that's quite nice. I should have spotted that. There's so many ways you can say hello, 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 hello. Yeah, there's so many ways. Opponent no bingo here. Val heavy still creates the opening, and then Zulu for 19, 41 equity, but Zoe for 33. But look at the 2 U's with another one to come. I just couldn't justify. But that is a good score. F2, Zoe, but Zoe takes a D. Nah, I'm pretty happy to have got rid of both U's in that instance. Now Leafia comes down for 86, and opponent just 40 behind now. And moving for 65, but moving Lee. Wow, that is a big score. 30 extra points and taking out the biggest danger on the board. Movingly. That was a miss, but I did get a bingo down, I guess. Now opponent has flub for 39, not enough. He goes with Lumby. Per for 34, and I just thought Perler maximised the score. But is there a play ending in L? You see how low down Perler features. Per, you see, Per empties the bag as well. N6. Ah, Per, very nice. But imagine if opponent had a massive bingo there, pluralizing the Zep and making urea. Just not worth the risk, but that's a good score. Mind you, I got 30 for Perler, and then opponent plays Waff, seems about one of the highest plays, and then Koifs to go out for 20. Yeah, best to go out if you can. And that was the end of the game. So I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.